Hey everyone, ready to dig into some more fascinating insights on motivation.
Always up for a good deep dive.
But you guys sent in tons of requests to unpack Max Weigand's popular Medium piece.
How to motivate yourself when you feel like giving up.
That's the one. And it is jam-packed with thought-provoking stuff.
But before going to the full video, looking to boost your online security and streamline your work? Meet GoLogin, the ultimate tool for managing multiple accounts effortlessly. GoLogin is the best browser for multi-accounting. With GoLogin, you can protect your privacy and handle tasks like digital marketing, data collection, and testing in secure, isolated browser environments. Whether you're working remotely, managing multiple social media profiles, or running ad campaigns, GoLogin has you covered. So why wait? Take control of your online presence and sign up for GoLogin today. Experience seamless browsing with safety and ease. Now, back to the topic.
Okay, so think about something you've learned how to do that was hard.
Learning to ride a bike.
Perfect. Remember all those wobbly starts?
And the falls?
Exactly. But you kept going and eventually you were cruising.
Makes sense.
Embracing the struggle means realizing those tough parts are actually building you up to something great.
So it's not about avoiding challenges. It's about seeing them as like stepping stones.
You got it.
Okay, but what about those times when it gets so tough you just want to quit?
Right.
What does Weigand say about pushing through those moments?
He really emphasizes remembering your why. It's like that saying, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey.
But let's be honest, the journey's way easier if you're stoked about where you're headed.
Totally.
So connecting to the deeper purpose behind what you're doing.
Exactly. And it can be like a really small shift, but makes a huge difference.
Give me an example.
Okay, so instead of focusing on losing 10 pounds, think about fitting into that outfit you love.
Oh, I see.
Or like having more energy.
Yeah, it taps into a much stronger motivator.
Right.
I'm starting to get how powerful this can be, but sometimes I think we get so caught up in our own heads that we forget our actions affect other people too.
And Weigand talks about that too. Like he uses the example of family and work.
Right.
But it goes for anything we do. Our actions ripple outwards.
Yeah, and he even shares a story about his dad's advice.
Oh, yeah. What was it?
It's okay to lose as long as you give it your best.
I like that.
It's about the effort you put in and the impact you make, even if you don't get the exact result you wanted.
That ties into another thing he says. Greatness isn't about being selfish. It's about using what you're good at to make a positive difference for other people.
Whether it's your family or your coworkers.
Or even the world.
Okay, so we've talked about embracing the struggle, finding our why, and understanding how our actions affect others.
That's a lot.
What about those times when we feel stuck? Like we're not making any progress at all?
Yeah.
How do we stay motivated then?
Well, Weigand says to look back and acknowledge how far you've already come.
Yeah, it's so easy to just focus on what's left to do.
Right, like we forget to give ourselves props for how far we've already come.
Exactly.
Weigand uses this analogy of running a marathon.
Okay,
Even when you're struggling in those last few miles, you've still run most of the race.
that's a good point.
It's about celebrating all those wins, big or small.
Using them to keep going.
Yep. What else does Weigand suggest for when you just want to throw in the towel?
I'm curious.
Well, he reminds us that most challenges are temporary.
Even when they feel huge in the moment.
Exactly.
I feel like we've all been there, right?
Yeah, totally.
Like something feels like the end of the world, and then a week later you're like, wait, what was I even worried about?
Yeah. And to help get that perspective, Weigand says, ask yourself this. Will this matter in a year?
That's a really interesting question.
It is, right?
It kind of puts things into perspective.
Sometimes we get so caught up in the stress of right now,
Yeah.
we forget to zoom out and see the bigger picture.
I like that zoom out.
It's like when you're standing too close to a painting, you can't appreciate the whole thing.
Oh, I see.
You got to step back to see the whole masterpiece.
Love that analogy. So by stepping back and asking, will this matter in a year? We can see how temporary most obstacles really are.
Exactly.
Wow, okay, that's powerful. So we've talked about embracing the struggle, finding our why, recognizing our progress, and remembering that most challenges are temporary.
Cute.
What's the final takeaway from Weigand's article?
He really stresses that we have a choice in how we respond to challenges.
We can let them defeat us, or we can use them to grow.
Exactly. It's not about pretending things are easy. It's
Yeah.
about finding that strength to keep going when things are hard.
That's what makes a difference, right?
Yeah. Remember, and every successful person has faced setbacks and doubts.
Oh, definitely.
What separates them is that ability to keep pushing forward.
That's a powerful message for our listeners today. You have the power to overcome any obstacle.
I believe that.
But how do we actually put all this into practice?
Okay, so next time you feel like quitting, just take a deep breath and remember what we talked about today.
Okay.
Think about a time you overcame a challenge. How did that feel?
It felt good.
Right. Remember your why. What are you working towards? And remember, this too shall pass. This challenge, however big it seems right now, is only temporary.
It's funny, we started this deep dive talking about Max Weigand's advice on motivation. But we've uncovered so much more.
We have.
Resilience purpose.
Well,
And realizing that challenges don't last forever.
and this is just the beginning.
I love that.
Every challenge you overcome makes you even stronger and more ready for what's next.
So to everyone listening, the next time you feel like giving up, remember this conversation. Embrace the struggle. Connect with your why. Celebrate your progress and know that you have the strength to push through. And hey, maybe a year from now, you'll look back on today and realize it wasn't as hard as it felt. Keep going. You've got this